right, everybody, now is not the time to take a nap because Dr. Sharma is here to tell us why we should all be getting a lot more sleep.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here with us. So, Dr. Sharma, we all know that we sleep, but why do we sleep? What's the reason?
Well, so we don't know why for sure. Scientists don't know exactly why we need to sleep, but we know it's essential. We know that you can go longer without food, longer without water than you can without sleep.
Really? Wow.
See, and that I would not know.
And there's a lot going on in our bodies, right, while we're sleeping?
Tremendous amount. I mean, it's one of those critical functions. You know, I'm glad we're talking about it because we talk a lot about weight gain and, you know, epidemics like swine and HIV. But there's an epidemic we don't talk about, which is sleep deprivation. We're a society of people walking around sleep deprived.
I wonder why. Wow. What would be some of the reasons that would happen?
Well, you know, we're going to talk about sleep habits. We're going to talk about just lifestyle. But, you know, what happens is we need to go through 5 stages of sleep a couple of times through the night to get our rest and to sort of get replenished. In the short term, they've actually studied it and they found that if you are sleep deprived, it's like having a blood alcohol level of 0.5 to 0.8.
Right.
Right, so if you're tired driving, that's just like being drinking and driving, really.
Well, exactly. So if you're sleep deprived, you might as well be drinking and driving. I mean, that's your concentration's off, your coordination's off, and you would never think about doing that as far as drinking. Right. If you're not sleeping, that's the same sort of impact.
So first of all, how many hours of sleep should we be getting?
Well, it's age dependent. So babies, 16 hours or so, 18 hours. Adolescents,
Lucky babies.
Lucky babies, I know. Teenagers should be getting 9. They probably get more. And adults 7 to 8, and which we probably don't get enough of.
That's it. So what are some of the bad things that can happen to us if we don't get the amount that we should have?
Well, you know, in the short term, our concentration's off, our mood is off. Right. Long term, diabetes, weight gain, depression, premature aging. You know, if we're not sleeping enough, we're going to gain weight. And people don't kind of figure out why that is. And the reason is the hormones in our body will cause us to eat more, and they'll also not let us know when we're full.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's a bad combination, right? Plus, you're tired, you're not going to exercise. And when you're not sleeping, those same hormones are going to make your blood sugar out of whack, tougher to control. So if you're not diabetic, with the obesity, there's a higher chance of becoming diabetic. If you are diabetic, tougher chance of controlling the blood sugar.
Right. And mood disorders as well. Obviously, you're cranky if you don't get enough sleep.
It's, I mean, you're cranky, but the bigger thing is depression. And people will fall into depression. And there's a 5 times higher risk of developing depression if you're not sleeping well.
Okay, what about wrinkles on the skin? You said wrinkles. If you're not getting enough sleep, premature aging can start to happen.
Well, that's exactly it. And you know what? You know, out of all the bad things to happen, that's a pretty bad one too, right? Yeah. What happens is you get fine lines, you get those dark circles, and you have too much cortisol. And that's a stress hormone. And so the collagen in our face, the collagen in our body is being broken down. And that's what gives us that nice sort of plump look to our face, the jaw lines and the cheekbones. That's being broken down prematurely, all because we're not sleeping well.
Wow. Okay, so let's go through all of these. Okay, so you've got some different tips at different times of the day. So 7 o'clock in the morning, how do you make sure that you're going to get a good night's sleep? You're going to start thinking at 7 o'clock in the morning about your nighttime sleep?
That's exactly what you're not going to do.
Right.
What you're going to do is you're going to make sure that every time of the day you get up at the same time. So set if it's going to be 7, 6:30, 8:30, make sure you wake up at the same time every day. If you allow yourself an hour on the weekend, I mean, that's reasonable. But you want to have the same time sort of during the week.
Okay, and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, what are we doing?
Well, you know what, guys? This is the cutoff for coffee.
The coffee cutoff. Look at a gasp from the audience. No. Yeah.
This is caffeine. This is it. After 1 o'clock, no more coffee.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know people who actually have a coffee before they go to bed.
Yeah.
Some people are crazy. All right. So at 2 o'clock, you say avoid your mid-afternoon siesta.
So the reason is we have these circadian rhythms, and so all of us, or many of us, around 2 o'clock, we get that lull, we're sleepy, and we have the urge to have a little nap, or to lay down, or to have a coffee.
Right.
Don't have the coffee, don't have the nap. No, just sort of carry on, it will pass.
Okay. Right, because at 5 o'clock, what are we doing?
You're all set, hit the gym.
You gotta go exercise.
Yeah. There you go.
And I guess that'll just ramp you back up, right? I mean, if you're tired, going to the gym is actually a good thing.
It's a good thing for your energy level. It actually releases endorphins that help you relax sort of as you get ready for bedtime. And it's the right time as far as when we're going to go to sleep to be hitting the gym. You're not too close to going to bed.
That's right. So be careful. Don't go to the gym around 8 o'clock knowing you're going to go to bed at 10:30, 11.
No, 4 or 5 hours.
Okay. All right. Avoid a big heavy meal at 7 o'clock. That's when I really have my dinner. That's when I want to have it. So cut down the amount that I'm eating at 7.
Yeah. What you want to do is you want to dine light. You actually, for a whole bunch of reasons, sleep included, you want to have a lighter dinner. 7 o'clock's a great time, and then you got a few hours for that to sort of settle before you go to bed at 10.
Right.
So you're not mentioning any snacks, and that's really hard for me. you're just talking about not even having a meal. I'm like, I'm all good with that. But after 11, I want to have a little snacky before I go to bed.
Well, you know what? We'll talk about snacks. We'll talk about good things to do in the bedroom and bad things to do in the bedroom.
Okay, perfect.
There are some things you can
All right, and then there's the 10 o'clock one.
The 10 o'clock, so you're saying like have that routine, whether you're tired or not?
Well, so here's the key. I mean, if you're getting up at 7, around 10 you're going to get tired anyways. If you're getting up at 8, maybe it's around 11. But it's that sort of set your clock and have it as a routine. And, you know, if you go to bed at 11 most nights, try to get ready for bed and to go to bed at 11.
And your body has that internal clock, so just follow it. Don't fight it.
Just follow it.
Okay, so you're going to stick around after the break because we are going to be talking about 5 easy ways to make your bedroom more sleep-friendly, which I think is very fascinating because mine definitely isn't.
Dr. Sharma, and we have some good and bad sleep habits that are happening in the bedrooms.
Absolutely. So here we have on this side of the table all the bad things we're going to get rid of, and on that side of the table some of the things that we're going to bring in.
The problem is with that bad side is that a lot of these things, hence the wine, are my favorite things, but these are the things that you can't do.
I know. Okay. So let's start with the light. With the light, because that's not as painful as the wine, right?
Right. Exactly.
So you notice the lampshade here is light, the lampshade there is dark.
Right.
Something as simple as that can actually help out.
Okay, so dim the lights, have a dimmer light.
Yeah, because the darker the room, the darker the ambiance, our body makes melatonin at night. That helps us sleep, helps us fall asleep, and stay asleep.
And that's what I find interesting. So we have a heated blanket here, right? Which is, I mean, at nighttime you want to be warm and cozy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, it's getting colder, why not, right?
Right, you're saying.
The thing is, our body temperatures drop a little bit in the night, and that's ideal for falling asleep. So what you want to do is you actually want to get rid of the heated blanket, and you want to get the cooling fan.
A cooling fan?
Because you want a nice cool room. I mean, you want to be toasty warm in your blankets, but you want a nice cool room that is conducive to falling asleep.
Okay,
so what's the temperature?
Temperature should be cool.
About 19 degrees.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's cold. Okay, everyone's like, oh, no, that's too cold. For her. Okay, and this one here, you know, a digital clock, and I don't know about all you out there, but, you know, you sit there and you stare at it and you just watch the numbers click, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. You know, it's actually bad for a couple of reasons. One is it's that bright neon light in a dark room, which we want to get away from.
Yeah.
And then you turn over and there it is, 2:22.
Like,
gotta go to sleep.
So this old-fashioned little number here is probably something that we should be looking at putting in the room because you can't see the light,
Can't see it. You know what? You don't worry about it. It's not bright. The clock's there. You're not stressing about it. You turn back over. Your mind's relaxed, and it actually helps you fall asleep.
And probably I would imagine it's that nice little ticking sound too.
Yeah.
I think I would find that relaxing, like crickets.
Oh, I like it. Too. Yeah. It's like that white noise. Now,
here's the one, the little nightcap, right?
Glass of white wine. I usually like to go to bed with one of these. Actually, I don't know that's wrong.
Well, you know what? The thing about alcohol is it will make you drowsy, and you'll feel like you're ready to fall asleep.
Oh yeah.
But you get a paradoxical rebound effect. And so what that means is you fall asleep and then boom, you're hyper alert. And it's that hyper alertness about 3 in the morning, but 3 or 4 hours after you wake up and then you can't fall asleep and then you have a disrupted sleep.
Who's that happen to? You know, when you go to sleep, you think, oh, this is going to be so nice, and then 4 o'clock in the morning, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm wide awake, and then you can't go back to sleep. You got 3 more hours you can sleep,
and then you're looking at the alarm clock; it's bright red. And
and then you just start crying. I don't know if I can go to work.
So then instead of the nightcap, you're saying cookies and milk.
Well,
really?
Chris wants his snacks, right? So I thought we have to, we have to get your bedtime snacks.
Crackers.
Crackers. Well, cookies and milk. And so the reason is milk's got a little bit of tryptophan, warm milk, and that, you know, it hits a nighttime snack, and it actually will help you fall asleep.
But I like the cookies idea because it makes me feel like I was a little kid again. Right? You know, cookies and milk, and you got your jammies on with your feet in them. You know those ones? The little trapdoor in the back.
Yeah, little onesies. Those
and the mom would give you your cookies and milk.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so cute. I miss those days.
And you know, next over here, you have pets, and then your kids jumping in bed. And
yeah, you know, I mean, at our home, our kids and our golden want to get in the bed, and we sort of shove them off, you know, gently with the kids. Yeah. But you know, you want to get rid of the animals and all the distractions and replace it with we have some candles and some roses and really some intimacy time and some time to be with your partner. And
but sex makes you sleepy, doesn't it?
Sex
I know with men, right? That's a big thing, right?
Well, not
you can laugh at that. That was actually a joke. Oh my gosh, you left me hanging there, guys. You left me hanging.
I was laughing.
Well, you were thank God somebody was laughing.
Sex makes us sleepy. The endorphins that are released, we're relaxed, and now we're ready for bed.
And the worst thing, too, electronics beside your bed. We were just talking about this. BlackBerry sitting beside you.
Yeah, we all do it. It buzzes, and
you're like, oh, should I look at it? Yeah, and we do.
Don't set up your office in your bedroom as well. That's another thing. Just look over at that before you go to sleep and you get all stressed out.
It should be your relaxation, going to sleep place.
Well, I feel like we're all going to have a good night's sleep tonight now, right, guys?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Sharma. That's great stuff. All right, everybody, stay with us because me and Michael are coming up next.